Hi guys, I haven't updated for a while because I have been very busy and the times that I have actually had a chance to vlog, I have had technical issues. So I'm having technical issues with lighting at the minute, and I also recorded an entire vlog and it just didn't save, which was grand. So yeah, at the moment, I'm going to have to apologise about the light flickering. I think it's okay now. If I lean back, it's all right. um, so yeah, excuse my messy room. So this is also because I've been so busy. Right, so basically I've had like so many shifts in a row and not had like 2 days off. So you get like one day off and then you're completely pooped. I've been busy on my days off as well, so kind of keeping the housework done. Okay, some of this is because I had to rummage around for something, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. So I've just been so busy on my days off. Bit disappointed today. Because I have been having a number of interviews for a job in a company. I was really excited about it and I was pretty confident, but I unfortunately didn't get the job. It's a bit frustrating because obviously I really wanted to move on in my career. However, I'm still young. I've still got more opportunities and my CV is good enough to get me interviews, and I've had a couple of interviews for the sort of job role that I want to go towards, so I've got experience of the interviews. So it's all positive in a way. Okay, it would have been grand to get the job, but never mind. I wasn't dressed like this for my interview, by the way. Anyway, one of the other issues we've been having is I have been super stressed out because I have been seriously struggling to get a bath. So my hot water for some reason is just not very hot at the moment. Our boiler is outside. I have said this before when I was moaning about it last time. And where we're having a cold spell in Britain at the moment, it's just not heating the water effectively enough. So I think there's an issue of water pressure as well. So I have to turn the taps on really low. So I'm having to remember to turn the taps on really low, then I can run above. And I can run above if it's daylight and it's slightly warmer outside. So I managed to have a bath today. I ran it really slowly. It took me like half an hour to run a bath. But because we've got quite high water pressure in this area for some reason, and you turn the taps on and they're like... So, yeah, maybe it's that. I don't know. I'm not a plumber or an engineer, but maybe it's that. Good thing is my parents are coming to visit on Sunday. I'm quite looking forward to that. I've got 2 days extra off next week because I asked for annual leave, and I really need them because I'm just so tired at the moment. But I'm thinking that I might do a bit more decorating in this room. Because I'm just wanting to get it finished before spring and summer so that we can, not mess around with the room anymore. It'll be grand. I need to get a curtain to close off my closet area. So that's what I'm going to do over the summer. Need to change the flooring because the rabbits have ruined the living room flooring. Yes. The other thing is, you guys know we have Buttons and Bramble that came from Raisted. So they're rescue rabbits, and they're sort of middle-aged for rabbits, getting on towards older age. And we keep them in a shed that we have modified in the garden. Last night I came home and Bramble, who is the carer of Buttons, or the guide bunny of Buttons, because Buttons is almost completely blind and he's deaf. So Bramble takes care of him and guides him around and shows him what to do. Bramble was really not herself last night, and she was kind of lethargic. Didn't run up to me, didn't touch the food that I put in there, the veggies that I put in there at night time. So I picked her up to have a look at her, because the first thing I think when a rabbit is lethargic is, are you eating? and she's not eating. So I picked her up, felt her tummy, and I noticed that she had like loads of really small poos around her back end. So I thought, oh, perhaps she's got gut stasis. So what I did is I just put every type of vegetable we had in the house that they can eat into, like, chopped them up into small bits and put them in the shed for them to pick up. And it's really hard to tell whether, when you have bonded bunnies, you can't really, it's going to be more stressful to separate them. So So basically I was monitoring them, and then when my husband came home we made the decision to take the bunnies in the house overnight, keep them in the kitchen where we can have the door shut so they're not near the other bunnies, and we can have the window open so it's still cooler in there than it is in the rest of the house. And there's no thermostat or radiator in there, so it doesn't affect the heating of the rest of the house. And so last night she was really lethargic, and it wasn't very useful because I had my interview today, but we were up all night. We took it in 2-hour shifts last night, so I'm very tired today. Probably didn't perform my best in the interview because of it, but at the end of the day, my rabbit is more important. And so we took it in shifts every 2 hours. So I was every 2 hours and he was every 2 hours, so we were hourly syringing water into her and trying to encourage her with food and entice her with food. We didn't have any recovery food, so we tried to mash up some normal nuggets in hot water and let that cool and try that, but she wouldn't have that. So we went to the vets this morning, and the vet was like, well, it's really strange because she is eating a little bit and she is pooing, but she hasn't actually eaten that much, so she wouldn't be pooing that much. So she gave us some antibiotics because, like, Bramble is so lethargic. Like, you pick her up and she's just like flopping, and then you put her down and she just sort of spreads out. She doesn't really attempt to stand. So yeah, we took her to the vets. They gave her some Baytril antibiotic this morning. She's got 10 days worth of that, and she's got recovery food that we're doing every hour at the moment, 5 mils an hour, until that's all gone. And yeah, so fingers crossed she'll be fine. She was on my lap earlier when I was giving her the food. She was there for about 10 minutes and she was just really placid, really sort of not doing much, grunting a little bit because she was in pain. The vet checked her breathing and her temperature, they were all fine, and so the vet was like, well, it's really strange because she hasn't seemed to have like a full-blown infection like sepsis or anything like that. And anyway, when I put her down on the floor at about 2 o'clock, she did a massive wee. Like, I've never seen so much wee come out of a rabbit. It was a massive amount, and I've kept rabbits for a good number of years now, and it was really cloudy and really smelly, but rabbit wee is quite smelly anyway. But anyway, it took me like 10 sheets of paper towels to soak up, and I phoned the vet again and I said, oh, she's done this massive wee, and I think maybe she could have been suffering with urinary retention and perhaps a UTI, like a urinary tract infection. And the vet was like, yeah, I agree with you. So I'm going to ring the vet in the morning and update her in the morning on how Bramble is doing. But yeah, she seemed to be walking around a bit more now, so fingers crossed. So we've still got her in the kitchen, her and Buttons in the kitchen, and they're going to stay in there until she's better, basically. It's a bit of an inconvenience because we're having to not get in. We kind of have to supervise them all the time if we're cooking or something, which is a bit frustrating, but it's easier to keep an eye on her, and we can't keep going out to the shed every hour in the middle of the night. It's just not cool. What am I going to do now? So I have work again tomorrow, and then Thursday, and then Friday. 2 days off at the weekend. My parents are coming down Sunday, so it's all good. I'll just chill out for a bit. I will probably just read for the rest of the evening. Just need to do some chilling out, some reading or some video games. Not sure if I'm in the video game at the moment. Don't know. I'm going to try and tidy up in here and tidy up a bit of the kitchen and bathroom because I haven't done my chores in a couple of days. I normally keep the house really tidy. It's gone mad. I've just been so absolutely knackered when I come in from work. Like the last couple of days I've just been sleeping, apart from last night. I've just come in from work and just slept. So that's, yeah, I guess it's just like a kind of hangover from when I had the flu. I'm probably still a bit tired from it. Excuse me, I'm tired now, obviously. So yeah, that's my life at the moment. Looking after bunnies. I'm on a busman's holiday. When I'm not nursing people, I am nursing animals. So it just, I don't know, it all seems really, everything's out to challenge me, but I'm hopeful that Bramble will pull through, and everyone at Raisted, because I keep an Instagram for Buttons and Bramble, and everyone at Raisted's wished her well and wished her luck, so fingers crossed, and she's well loved, and Buttons, bless him, has been licking her face and looking after her when she normally looks after him. It's quite sweet. It was actually quite heartbreaking last night because I felt really hopeless and helpless. I couldn't do anything for her, and so I was like laying on the kitchen floor next to her, just like, ooh, and Buttons was licking her face, and it was so cute. I was just like heartbroken. So yeah, it's just, every day is a challenge, isn't it? So tomorrow I am working again, like I said, but I'm tired. I need to sleep. I did try and nap earlier, but because I'd not got the job, I was a bit like... And so I had a bath and a cup of tea, and now I'm kind of got caffeine in my system and I probably can't sleep anyway. And I'm trying to drink all my herbal teas. Makeup brush. I'm trying to drink my herbal teas. I'm really not enjoying them at the moment. I don't enjoy herbal teas, and we have hundreds of them. And I was like, well, I might as well just try and drink them. But they just taste pretty gross. I've got to find out what it is about them that tastes gross to me. And I think I'm a super taster because, like, coffee is far too bitter. Dark chocolate is quite often far too bitter for me. It depends on the cocoa mass of the dark chocolate. And I find certain vegetables really bitter as well, so maybe I am a super taster, who knows? I always get the unlucky things. So, also, update on my eye drops. My eye drops are very painful. They sting a lot when I put them in, but I think that's a normal thing for these eye drops. They are Patanol eye drops. They really sting. I have to put them in twice a day. Not really a fan of eye drops anyway, not really a fan of doing that. I had major pink eye this morning when I woke up. So that was fun. Yeah, so I'm just trying to, plod along with my college work and plod along with work and plod along with housework and plod along with life. I just need to sleep for about 1,000,000 years. I wish I was like a bear and I could just hibernate for the entire winter. The weather outside is absolutely disgusting. We just went out to the co-op to go and get more vegetables because I actually used the entire week's vegetable quota on feeding the rabbits last night. So we had to go and get more vegetables and things. I've got a good selection. I think we had spring greens. They didn't have them in the co-op. So we had spring greens, broccoli, peppers. I don't give them very many peppers because they're like really sugary, so you don't want to give them too many. And what did we have? Spinach and kale and cabbage. And I found some Brussels sprouts in the freezer and I've defrosted them. And Bramble was actually eating the Brussels sprouts. The other bunnies aren't that fussed, but Bramble's eating them, so whatever she wants, she can have. As long as she's eating, I'm happy. And so she's had that. What did we get today? We got some celery because it's full of water and it's really fibrous, so that might help just to push her bowels through. Might help get some water down her throat. She has lost weight as well, which is really frustrating. But yeah, I just I'll carry on going and see how we go, and all we can do is hope for the best and just do our best. And as a human being, you do your best to look after the animals in your care, and it's like having children. You do your best for them. You can't be expected to do any more than your best, and that's what we're doing. So fingers crossed for our little Brambly. Please keep her in your thoughts. I'd be really appreciative. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. I will upload this, I swear. I did one vlog and I didn't upload it, and then I was like, it was like 5 days later, and I was like, well, I can't upload that now. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, so ciao. I will see you soon, and I promise it won't be as long as last time because you know what I'm like.